Greetings to you all. Om Namo Venkateshaya. Now, I would like to say a few words on silence. Earlier, I have discussed something on smile. Smile is a curve that can set many curves straight. But silence is gold. Speech is silver. The smile and silence are originated from only one source, that is mouth. The smile is upper lip and lower lip will put together, will create a curve. But sound comes through mouth. Silence. The word, the sound will come from mouth. So the lips will help to maintain the silence. But smile and silence are universal languages. They speak universal language. The best language, best communication is possible only through silence, not through words. Take it for granted. There may be a pronunciation mistake, there may be meaning mistake, there may be some kind of so many problems of the words and the language. We call ice. A boy will think that you are giving some ice to eat. But I am speaking about the ice. We say theater. Which theater? It is some other theater. We will say station. Somebody will think police station or railway station. Like that, every word has many meanings. As a result, there will be confusion, and always language will create certain problems. That is why there will be more and more of misunderstanding, but silence will never create any misunderstanding. There is no possibility for silence. So silence is gold, always. I would like to tell even Upanishads for information. Upa, దగ్గరగా, నిషత్, కూర్చొని అర్థం చేసుకొని చర్చించడము. ఉపనిషత్ అనే దానికి ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఉపనిషత్ ఈజ్ ద గురు అండ్ శిష్య విల్ సిట్ టుగెదర్ వెరీ క్లోజ్, అండ్ గురు విల్ మెయింటైన్ ద సైలెన్స్. మౌనంగా గురువు గారు కూర్చుంటారు, శిష్యుడు ఆ మౌనంలో నుంచి అర్థం చేసుకుంటాడు. How is it possible? You try to understand. He is not speaking anything. He is maintaining silence. But it is the wavelength through which that is understood by Shishya. Even Guru Dakshinamurti Stotras and other things we come across. Guru Shishulu. దగ్గరగా కూర్చొని ఆయన మౌనంతో ఉంటే శిష్యుడు అర్థం చేసుకుంటాడని మనకు అనేక సందర్భాలు చెప్పారు. So silence is such a wonderful aspect of it. I would like to tell you a beautiful anecdote in this context of silence. For information, Alexander the Great, we know. Alexander the Great, he started his invasion to conquer the world. But while any invasion, along with the battalion, they take some people, some musicians, some astrologers, some scholars, and so many types of people, musicians, I told you, I think, painters. Because when they go and invade and conquer a place or a country or a fort or whatever it may be, ఆ దేశాన్ని కబళించినప్పుడు అక్కడున్న సంస్కృతి ఏంది, అక్కడున్న పరిస్థితి ఏంది, అక్కడున్న వ్యవహారాలు ఏంది, అక్కడున్న మ్యూజిక్ ఏంది, అక్కడున్న జ్ఞానం ఏంది, అక్కడున్న గ్రంథాలు ఏంది, అక్కడున్న భాష ఏంది, ఇవన్నీ స్టడీ చేయడానికి వాళ్ళతో కూడా ఒక బ్యాండ్ వ్యాగన్ ఒకటి పోతుంది. దే విల్ టేక్ అలాంగ్ విత్ హిమ్ సమ్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు స్టడీ దేర్ బై. When they return back, they can implement some of the important things and good things in their country. This is natural. Even Genghis Khan has done. So Genghis Khan was totally illiterate. He started his invasion at the 52nd year, whereas Alexander the Great has started at his 20s, in his 20s, 22nd year. It is very interesting. 52 సంవత్సరాలకు for 52 years, gentlemen, how can that individual have the stamina and strength to fight with people and take the people and conquer the world? But he has done it. The difference between Genghis Khan and Alexander. So Genghis Khan has introduced the education and other things, so many important things in his country when he has returned after 10 years of invasion. Okay, you keep it. Why I am telling this particular thing? The Alexander the Great, along with him, people have come and he has gone, traveled. Finally, he has come to India. They went to Kashmir. They have seen very interesting things there. They had wonderful experiences. That is, originally in Macedonia, the Alexander kingdom, there were some philosophers who have introduced a new system of education through which they have to speak only they have to speak, tell things, they have to remember. So that matter should go with him. The moment he dies, people have to forget because that is not stored. అక్కడ ఏక సందగ్రాహి దిసందగ్రాహి తుసందగ్రాహి అట్టేదైనా వేదాలు మోస్తరు వచ్చాయంటే అట్టని కాదు. వాళ్ళు కేవలం మాట్లాడాల. No question of writing and keeping it in records. So that practice has been set aside, abandoned. Kevalam they can speak, but they should not write and keep it, preserve it rather, the writings. That was the thing. So when these people came to Kashmir, there used to be some hillak and some people, a person or two or some people used to sit and meditate. Some people sit under the tree and meditate. Some people sit in caves and meditate. Some people sit on the roadside, in the sense somewhere in the bushes, and meditate. Because they don't speak. So they thought that in our country we have introduced a very great experiment we have made, that only to speak, not to write or preserve it, the writings. But when they have seen these people, even they are not speaking. అరే బాబా, మనం ఏదో మాట్లాడండి రా, వద్దు, రాయొద్దు, దాచిపెట్టొద్దు, దాన్ని ప్రిజర్వ్ చేయొద్దని మనం అని చెప్తే మనకంటే వీళ్ళు గొప్పవాళ్ళు. అసలు వీళ్ళు మాట్లాడడం కూడా లేదు. How great these people, because they are maintaining the silence. Very interesting episode, as a matter of fact. So silence is, in the entire meditation system that has started, let it be Patanjali, let it be somebody else, or in Bhagavad Gita, everywhere this yoga and meditation and other things have been, ఈ ధ్యానాన్ని గురించి చెప్పారు. ఒకసారి నేను నన్ను అనుకోకుండా ఉన్నట్టుండి నన్ను ధ్యానాన్ని గురించి మాట్లాడమన్నారు. నాకు ధ్యానం అసలు తెలియదు, నేను ఎప్పుడు చేయలేదు. నేను ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏ పర్సన్ హూ హ్యాస్ బీన్ మెడిటేటింగ్. ఐ నెవర్ ప్రాక్టీస్. సమ్హౌ my mind has not taken that particular path. I don't know the reason. Then I have to speak Jnanam. How to speak? Suddenly they called me. I don't know, I have to speak, no preparation, nothing. Then I started with Jnanam. Jnana ante telusukodam, nam ante lendi. So nothing. When you have to understand the nothingness, that is jnana, and jnana jhayate vishayan pumsa sangaste shubhajayate annattu. The moment ధ్యానం అంటే ఆలోచించడం అని నిజం అబద్ధం అయితే నేను నాకు ఆ రోజు తోచించి చెప్తున్నా. మాట్లాడడం, దాని గురించి ఆలోచించడం. ధ్యానం అంటే లేని దాని గురించి, అంటే మనం సైలెంట్గా ఆలోచనలన్నింటినీ పక్కన పెట్టి ఒక ట్రాన్స్లోకి, ఒక ట్రాన్సెండెంటల్ స్టేట్లోకి వెళ్ళడం, రీచింగ్ ది. సో అని ఏదో సంథింగ్ ఐ టోల్డ్. వై ఐఎమ్ టెల్లింగ్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ థింగ్? సో they were surprised to see people who are just silent, who never speak anything. How is it possible? Whereas we have advised to speak, not to write, but these people neither write nor speak. So that is the thing, that is something like that. In fact, silence is the greatest conversation. That means we have already told the Upanishads. There is a communication, there is a conversation between Guru and Shishya. So like that. So silence is a great thing that is to be practiced, because when we speak or communicate through words, there is every chance of misunderstanding. But silence will never give any chance to misunderstand people, because they don't speak. So silence and smile, the origin is mouth. The ventilator is mouth, or both the things. They are the twins. అవి రెండు కవలలు. So when I told you already, when you cannot smile when there is a problem, when you cannot maintain the silence, you will sigh. ఒక నిట్టూరు పుడుస్తావు. Oh, last. So that is why everyone should not unnecessarily indulge, rather the language, use the language and make the people misunderstand. So silence is such a wonderful thing. Thank you very much.